take a little bowl of vinegar and put it on the top tray. And what happens is...
hon, what are you doing? You're not cleaning car parts in the dishwasher again, are you?
No! Previously on the GTO build, we bought somebody else's project, took it home, took the body off, painted the frame, reassembled the engine, dynoed the engine, installed the engine in the painted frame, rebuilt the entire front suspension, put the body back on again, fixed our gaps, pulled the body back off, did some more welding, put the body back on again, got quarter panels put on at the auto body down the shop, then took it back home again, took the body off again, fixed the last spots, put the body back on again, and setting up the last of the gaps and the last of the welding, and we're almost done the metalwork on our GTO. Here we go. So basically today is taking 3-4 times as long as it should because nothing was cataloged. We got boxes of parts and bolts, and I gotta try and figure out where each one of these pieces goes and what those pieces are to try and put them on the car. And if they were simply just put in a bag with a Sharpie written on there, front left window, quarter windows, things like that, you save yourself a lot of headache. And as much as you think, oh, I'll remember where that stuff goes, you don't. So we got to lay out all the parts, go through it, see what's missing. We got a list going of all the little pieces we need to get. Things like the little plastic clips for in the fenders that hold your lights and everything in, and the bezels on. We don't have enough of those, so make a list and get those pieces while we're still waiting. Nothing worse than not having everything when it's time to do final assembly. So, you having fun, Hoogie?
Tons of fun.
Yeah.
It's like Christmas.
Yeah, it is, but it does look pretty friggin' awesome with the front end and everything on. So put the windows on, make sure that they roll up and down. I think we're actually missing a rail at the back of the one window. So we gotta figure that out, and then make sure we have all the trim and know how the trim goes on and where it goes, but we have all new trim for it, all new chrome to go on it. It's just not in good enough shape to put back. Little kinks and dents and that really make it look like shit when it's done. So yeah, only about, I already figured another 20 hours or so we'll have it figured out. So before I spot weld the door skin to the actual door, I didn't fold it over all the way tight until I knew that the gaps were proper. Now, the gap gets bigger at the back of the door as you go up. That's not a big deal to fix. The biggest one really is the rocker, and I'm really happy with how the rocker turned out. So now we can weld the skin solid, and the only reason I didn't is because you could physically take the door and kind of twist it to make sure that it lines up with the quarter and on the top and the bottom of it, and I'm really happy with that. That won't take much blocking at all to get there. So now I'm happy with that. I can weld the door skin solid, and then we'll just add a couple, just a small bead on the outside of the skin there, and the perfectionists will notice that this gap from here to here will be a bit longer, but to 90% of the public, when they see the gap will be more noticeable. So that's how we're gonna fix that. We'll weld this solid, we'll weld the bottom solid, then we'll install the window, and when we do that, we'll do the tacks here solid. For now, there's just the one right here. But if the windows fit in nice, the quarters and the side windows go up and down nice and hit the top properly, then we'll weld that solid, and then we'll start welding the rockers and everything solid. So here we go. Everything looks so good until you get to there. What the hell is going on there? Inch and 5/8 as a stopper, and then on an angle down to inch and 13/16. Much better. Just a little hair right here. Wonderful. No blocking. We'll get that last little bit when we block it. Very nice. Hard to line up the fender.
Just keeps getting better.
You understand, from here down, it's new.
Are you tipping towards wanting to keep it?
See, I don't know. Depends
I
on how
wouldn't be
this year
offended.
is.
I wouldn't be offended by it because
I'll buy you up.
I know.
Maybe.
But I'd still be able to drive it. That's why.
No. I buy you out, you never drive it again.
Come on.
Then what? But that's fine. You can drive it whenever you want. Whatever you buy with your half, I get to drive that whenever I want.
You get to drive any of my cars whenever you
All
want.
right. That's actually probably not
Anything
bad
I've ever had, you've been able to take, ever. You used to take my Datsun on service calls.
So it's St. Paddy's Day, picking up some parts for the GTO. Some video of us going to an Irish pub just down from Coon Storage where we're gonna go grab some parts. Put it right. It's gonna go. We would have taken the Tahoe, but the transmission's still laying on the floor. So instead we went out for lunch and grabbed some parts. Yeah, there's no other way to do this. Coon's moving and storage. It's really expensive for us to get stuff shipped right across to our door because of brokerage and taxes and all that. So instead we're opening a PO box here in the States or send stuff to Coon Storage. So yeah, off to home again and nice little Friday afternoon out, sun shining. Keep going on the GTO.
Hey, Rich.
Hey!
Christmas came early.
Nice!
Ames has delivered our GTO parts finally.
Who?
Ames.
Ames?
Ames.
Oh, okay.
The greatest reproduction parts company in the world.
For Pontiac?
For Pontiac.
Ames.
Ames.
Okay.
And they have great stuff for our 67 GTO. Ames.
What do we got?
We got the signal lenses.
And it's got two of them. You can put that straight in your pocket. And when your girlfriend says, hey, GTO door seals.
It's like the world's funnest puzzle. Oh, new catalog.
From
Ames
where?
Performance.
Cannot wait to install this light bar on the GTO. So this is the entire trim package. And basically what we gotta do is make sure that all the holes and everything is exactly the same as the old stuff. I'll match up everything, drill all the holes to where the mounts have to go for the trim. And then we're done with our bent old crap trim. And then after we paint it, it should be just very simple of just popping this stuff on.
Why is this piece blue?
Because there's tape over top to protect it. That's just a film. Keep it from scratching.
I just want to say, every single part that we've gotten from Ames so far has been absolutely perfect replica as far as the pieces that we have. They fit in perfectly, they bolted in perfectly, and you know, it's for a pretty decent price. I've seen a lot of prices for some reproduction stuff, and it's just absolutely ludicrous. So this was pretty fair. I'm not going to tell you exactly how much I spent on it, but it was enough, but not like I needed to be a millionaire or it was going to bankrupt me, you know?
This is why we bought new.
You know, if I knew that Ames had free trading on the stock index, I would be investing.
Yeah?
Unfortunately, I spent all my money on Ames cards, which
Right.
is still going to support them. So
But
technically, I feel I am. Oh, there we go. That is the piece.
You were almost disappointed in Ames there. You're like, this curve is terrible.
You know what? I should have known better than to get Ames and their quality materials. Ames. I'd like to point out that those all came from Ames Performance. You know what I want to know? If I ordered every single part out of the Ames catalog to build an entire 67 GTO top to bottom, how much would that cost?
Yeah.
Ames, if you check this out, I'm curious, how much would it cost to build an entire GTO top to bottom from your catalog? Just parts, no labor or anything, just the parts.
I think we should get $10 off for every time we say Ames.
Ames?
Ames. So basically what I'm doing here is plug welding the floor to the frames underneath, and what I'm doing, what I found what worked the best was going from underneath, and because the frames kind of change direction and that you can't always, there's little knockouts where you can't weld, I drilled a hole first where I can weld in between from the top, but I welded the ends first from the bottom up. And then you can see your burn mark, then just take a ruler and mark out your other holes, drill them with a 5/16 drill bit, and then plug weld them from the top. kind of labor intensive and a pain in the ass because we got to grind all these off afterwards too. It would have been nicer if we were able to get the floor with the frame rails already spot welded in it, but then it would have been a lot harder to get the floor inside the car too, because we kind of had to twist it a little bit. So maybe Ames would have had a better floor than Golden Leaf, but we went with Golden Leaf. Very happy with them too. The floor fit nice. It's just a pain in the ass to spot weld all these. The trunk, the frame rails were spot welded on that, so it was just a matter of just welding the outside and then it's done. So this is all the plug welding done to the frame underneath. What you want is a nice consistent spacing between, keeps it looking professional. None of this crap here, or when you scribe a line but you're pointing it at the wrong set screw. Come on Rich, get your shit together. So one piece that was rotten on the car here is this little door jamb. It really just comes up to right here, which is why your rocker stops here. What we need to do is bend a piece on the corner this way, and then there's a little groove here, and then the door seal actually rides up against this, and then this is actually inside of your door, so these 2 points kind of come together. And really the best thing to do is just find another GTO and cut the piece out of a good car, and that'll do just nicely. So cut that in, cut that out, cut it in, whatever, weld it in, and then go on to the tail panel. So I used 35 thou wire for my plug welds, but I'll go back to my 25 thou wire for that and the tail panel. So can you tell that it's getting late at night on a Friday? Here we go.
What was his comment?
Excited to see that the car is ready for paint. So we're aiming to have this GTO done by the middle of summer, and that's not completely unrealistic. Just a couple big projects are closing up again in the middle of swapping over, hopefully squeeze away a week or two in between yet. And just a few things to do. One of them being this lip for the trunk here. The water must have been sitting down in this little ledge here. So that's got to be replaced, but the rest of the tail panel is still good. And for 800 bucks, I could get a new tail panel, but it's a lot of work. Instead, I got this from Tuesday Auto Records off of Pontiac there. It's got the same lip on it, and it's actually in really good shape. So in the next video, we'll show you how to weld that on. And then after that, we'll start blocking the car, and we're aiming to have it at the body shop there in a couple weeks after that. So yeah, projects like these take a long time. That's just all there is to it, but we're doing it right. So if you're gonna reach for the sky, you might as well aim for the stars, right? So thanks for watching. Here we go. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you love the channel, consider heading over to Patreon. There's a lot of stuff happening there to help support the channel. And remember, if you're not filthy, you're not rich.